Hello. Today we're talking about how to structure topics. When I think about a topic, I always remember that the concept of topics we inherited from the Soviet times, and still till today our students want to learn topics. Topics are necessary for participating in school Olympiads. Usually tutors offer topics to their students. So topics are still a very important concept in teaching and learning English. But of course we have to reinvent topics because it no longer makes sense to study the sentences by heart and to make them in one topic. So usually we don't find topics anymore in most communicative books. The vocabulary is structured, usually the vocabulary is given, but commonly the vocabulary is given only the frequently used words are given, and even if this or that unit is dedicated to a certain theme or topic, it doesn't allow us to talk long on one topic. Why? Maybe because there is no system. When we just started teaching systematically, students always asked us about the topics, like when are we going to learn a new topic? And that brought me to the idea of organizing all vocabulary and systems. So in interclass, we do teach topics, but these topics, instead of having only frequently used words, they embrace a very wide vocabulary, and this vocabulary aims at forming a system. What kind of system do we form? Like usually we can talk about something like a chair, a table, a pen, anything, and this something will be a part of a hypersystem. If we talk about this pen, it will belong to all pens, to school things, to means of writing, to anything, and it will have a subsystem, meaning it will have its parts, like a cap and everything else. Also, we can characterize this pen by color, shape, size, material, touch. If we talked about animals, we could talk about sounds. If we talked about fruits and vegetables, we would talk about taste and smell and temperature. These are the common characteristics of any object, even a living or a non-living object. Also, this thing exists somewhere, so we can talk about time, place, manner, and purpose. And what is most important, it's its relation to the rest of the world. Because this object exists not only somewhere, it exists in a certain state, it can perform certain actions, it is related to a person, and we can also talk about the possessions. So this is how the topics are structured from the very beginning, and that is this method has both advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages of this system? Finally, like in 1 or 2 years, the students can talk on many topics using different concepts. They can not only name colors, but they will talk about materials. Later they will add the touch, like many things. And also that system will help to understand more about the objects and form the so-called system thinking in the heads of our students. However, it usually takes a bit longer. I mean that we can't teach a topic. We can't teach a topic at school, for example, because this topic will include school objects, school subjects, places at school, school people, and so on and so forth. So all these topics, they will be divided during the whole period of learning, and later they will become a part of a bigger cut. Like here is again the system, which is a part of a hyper system or belongs to a group and has its part. There are certain characteristics, but later we will add a person, personal needs, values, and also we will focus on geography and history. So now about the steps. We try to form the system in the heads of our students with the help of giving them the vocabulary of characterization. We characterize things. We talk about the bigger systems and the smaller systems. We talk about the relationship to humans, the activity, human values, and also how the climate and the history affect this or that thing. This is the general idea about structuring topics in interclass, and that is how it differs from the common ways of teaching. During the next 2 months, we will be describing different topics, and you will see how you can teach one topic through many years, forming the system in the head of your students.